we're live. So, hello everyone.
Hello, guys. Hello,
Hope you're
Tatiana.
yeah. Hi, Dmitry. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you too.
Long time haven't seen you. Um. All right. So let me check how many people are watching now. Okay, people are joining.
Yeah, let's wait a couple of minutes. I think that we need to provide the chance for our colleagues, for guys to connect to our session,
Mm-hmm.
webinar session, and seems like we have an autumn. So autumn is a season of education.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have any trainings for yourself, Dmitry,
Yes,
this autumn?
sure. As usually, every business analyst should be on track with the latest tendencies and modern tendencies. Yep, I can say that. So I think that AI trainings are on horizon of my activities. Yeah,
Sure. All right. People are coming. Let's wait for 1 or 2 minutes more.
sure. I think this topic that we're going to review today, all with you guys, um, is not new. Yeah, I think that you knows about that a lot of things, especially our audience of professionals. So that is why, as usually, we want to provide to your attention, guys, some kind of additional vision. Yeah, how we can understand in deep dive manner the question of great stakeholders collaboration. What does it mean on practice? And we want to provide to your attention during our webinar some kind of checklist of activities that you should be aware of, and you can implement them constantly at your project. So I think that always you can find out something new, something interesting when you going to review special topics one more time or twice or even more, and deep dive step by step in details, deep dive in real understanding of the problem or need, etc. So as usually we are talking right now about the habit of business analyst of each business analyst to polish itself um, every day. I can say every day. So that is why we want to propose to your attention, guys, at the beginning of September, some interesting and I can say that some kind of lightweight topic, great stakeholders collaboration with with accents on agile tips for real practice. So I think that this short explanation, we need to have some alignment between our visions and expectations from this webinar. And we are ready, I guess. Yep. Tatiana, I can say, Tatiana, can we start right now? Or we should wait for a minute?
All right. So since looks like there is a small delay here in
Oh, okay.
yeah, that's why. Yeah.
No
Um,
problem.
yeah. Okay, so I think we can start, but before we start, just let me tell you that in the end of our presentation, we will have a Q&A session, so you will be able to
Sure.
ask any question to Dmytro. And also, we would like to propose you a small competition. So the best question will be awarded from our side. And also, we would really appreciate if you rate our webinar after the end of it on our webinars page. And if you can say thank you or leave a comment, we would appreciate also. I will shortly leave the link for you to do it. And I guess we can start. Thank you, Mitro.
Yeah, sure. Um, the screen is mine. Yeah. So, um, hello, everyone who joined just a second ago or a minute ago. And guys, welcome to the Business Analysis Global VA community. And I think that in my short speech, I explained before that we have a not new topic for all of you because our audience consists or contains, real professionals with different kind of experience, of course, from juniors, I guess, to up to leads or even more. So that is why this topic is universal for all of us. This topic is useful, I guess, and we're going to collect the best practices and in one vision for your professional attention. And we want to propose to you guys just think about stakeholders collaboration question one more time and maybe find out something new for yourself and interesting, yeah, that you can apply in your practice, or maybe think about some kind of things or tips twice or even more, and polish your maturity level generally. So, as usually, with you guys, our team of business analysis community, and today I can say that I can announce myself. So I'm Dmytro Lozovytskyi, Chief Business Analyst, EPAM. I have different experience in my life, and I conducted a lot of roles during more than 9 years of experience, even more. In October, it will be more than 10 years. So project project manager experience, business analyst experience, product owner, product manager, some kind of business consultant experience, etc. And I am convinced in one fact that only on the edge, when you combine something new, something interesting, you can provide original ideas, maybe born some kind of approaches, tools, etc. And I'm really happy to share this information always with you guys. So for in our agenda for today webinar, we just can highlight a couple of points. The first one is about Agile philosophy as a basis of cooperation and collaboration. The second question that we're going to review together is about cooperation and how this definition, how this managerial object help us to create a foundation for empathy and trust. And for sure, in the third block of our materials, we're going to review agile best practices for creating an effective collaboration process inside your teams on your projects. And for sure, as Tatiana mentioned before, we are going to have some kind of short time for Q&A session, and with our pleasure, we're going to provide our answers on your questions. Let's start. As usually, traditionally, we like to provide to your attention some kind of quote to concentrate your attention on this topic. And this time I want to propose some interesting quote. I like it, from American author or writer, novel writer, Helen Keller. She said about collaboration and cooperation the next. Alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. So this short quote explains us the level of importance of this question. Yeah, question about collaboration and cooperation between stakeholders and team, or even more inside team. Yep. So let's remember this quote and try to implement this approach in your practice, in our practice. What I know that you guys aware about agile, and you are aware about agile philosophy, about agile techniques, approaches, etc. Because agile is pretty actually broad definition, yeah, but concrete at the same time. Why? Because this definition contains simple idea, and this idea is the next. How we can explain agile? Yeah, this is ability to create and respond to change. Why? Because we have nothing stable in our world with one exception case: changes. So changes. This is the most constant thing in the world, especially in business, and we need to be ready to go forward, to be aligned with all needed changes and to achieve our goals. So that is why I like to just remind to ourselves this short definition of agile. Why? Because we need to deep dive in the sense of this definition a little bit more. And if we're going to speak about agile in generally, yeah, we need to, on the next step, we need to think about agile basis. Yeah, and I know that we have the principles of agile, we have the rules of agile, etc. We have agile manifesto, doc, and we all of us aligned or aware about that, and we try to align our practice with that philosophy generally. But all these principles, all these rules, all approaches that was grown up from agile philosophy, they based on some basis, yeah, and this basis you can see, guys, on this screen, and this basis consists consists of 5 parts, yeah, 5 parts. So the first one is respect. We can say that respect to opinion, respect to action, professional action for sure, respect to professional experience, respect to just respect on personal level. This is a basis of our cooperation. So that is why when you respect somebody, yeah, and somebody or other person respect you, it means that you have actually the right behavior to build the next steps in your cooperation process. So respect. We need to have respect to experience of other people if we are going to speak, or if we speak in agile context, yep, or, of this question. We need to have the respect, because in opposite case we can't find the touch point between us. And so this is the basis. This is the first element of agile basis. The second one is growing and starting together. Yeah. So why this thing is so important for you guys as for managers, real managers or potential managers in close future? because only when you going to create the right environment. I mean, right environment means for us environment when where all people in the team and all stakeholders that are cooperate with you, just you need to have this right environment of growing and studying together. Why? Because you, in that case, you can share your experience. In that case, you can speak with each other. In that case, you can just provide some kind of change of your opinions. In that case, you going to build the trust step by step, and you going to grow up your respect. Respect based on actions, respect based on provided thoughts and decisions. So this is not just a sound. This is really important information for you. Please try to cultivate uh, the great space to grow and study together with your team members, together with your stakeholders. The next point is about flexibility of mindset and actions. Yes, it's not a secret. Yep, or it's not a secret for all of us that flexibility of mindset and actions just is basis in our everyday life. It's a basis for our everyday life. So that is why, guys, I think that. You need to be open-minded person, yeah, and you need to train your ability to provide the right vision, to just to accept the changes and provide modern vision based on your decisions and thoughts process. Cooperation based on principles. Yeah, you can change the rules of your game. You can change everything in your framework if you need to do that. But you need to have stable thing for your cooperation principles. So that is why agile philosophy has a lot of principles, defined principles of our mindset, and even more in conclusions in our actions. Yep. Sure. On the top of this list, we have trust based on results. What about trust definition? We will speak today, definitely a little bit more, but agile basis contains this point: trust based on results. It means for us that you can think about your partner when you know his CV, yeah, and when you hear about his experience, when you see the results of his previous work, but trust will based on results. You need to start to cooperate. You need to start to be aligned. You need to start to build your synergy effect from your cooperation, especially in stakeholders cooperation case. And when you will get the first results, you're going to build the trust. You start to build the real trust. So trust in business based on results. And please think about the value of this slide for yourself, and think what kind of these points you really follow on practice. And if yes, please check these points. If no, and you have some kind of answers with no option, please think what does it mean for you on practice this or that point, and think about how to start to implement agile basis points in your everyday actions. Cooperation born from trust. I said that phrase a couple of times during this speech, but what does it mean and why? Why cooperation born from trust? Yep. And what does it mean for us on practice, in real practice? What does it mean? Yeah. So it means for us six things. First of all, shared support. Yeah. So it means that you should be ready, and your partner, I mean, on stakeholder side, should be ready as well to share to share support anytime that you need. Really, anytime that you need. You know, guys, that we have a lot of we have ideal world and we have real world. So I can say that in both cases, it seems like two pictures that we want to match. Yeah, between the we want to find the matches between them. Yeah. But in real world, I think that everyone on that call and just had some kind of case when some kind of principles or rules of work was declared by, but in reality they were changed. Why? Because client needs something. Yeah. And you need to provide the support even more, not only during the working hours, even maybe often after working hours, or on holidays, or etc etc etc. Why? Because business can't stop. Yeah. So please, cooperation will be born when you when you use this first point: share the support. Please align the shadows, align the rules, how you can do that, etc etc. But please share the support in reality, not only by the words, but in reality. Because in opposite case, when we declare, yeah, we're going to support you any convenient time, blah blah blah, and we won't do that, it will destroy in the future the trust and the wish to continue cooperation, not only between client representatives, stakeholders, and our team, but inside team as well. So we need to expect, or we should have some kind of expectations that we are ready to provide our shoulder any time when our partner need to have that. So this is a basic point of cooperation, in cooperation born for trust. Yeah. So the second one is about shared resources. Yes, for sure. If you want to build the trust, you need to share your opinion, share your efforts, share your resources. It's a common situation, and we don't need to explain too much here. Honest feedback, extremely important point. Honest feedback. This is really, really crucial point. And you need to remember that you should not only know how to provide the honest feedback, but you should know how to receive honest feedback. Maybe sometimes not very ideal or pleasure. It could happen. It's life. So honest feedback. The next point, recognized contribution. Every time when you achieve something together with your client, together with your stakeholders, please highlight that point. It doesn't matter you will when you get great results, absolute outstanding results, or just a small regular results that were planned before. Please recognize contribution, because this is the feelings of the people. And you need to know that everyone has his own professional ambitions, and you need to provide ability to reward these ambitions as well. So recognize contribution. This is also cooperation basis. Yeah, cooperation born basis for trust. Inspiring environment. Yes, for sure. We need to inspire our people. And you know that we have in managerial culture some kind of paradox situation that inspiration based, the greatest inspiration will be provided from our results of work. And results motivate people. More than 90% of people has a very big trigger of motivation as inspiring results. Yep. And you need to build inspiring environment. So please think about that when you going to investigate some specific of your stakeholders mindset, behavior, actions, rules in their company, etc., etc. And the last one is responding to change. Yes, for sure, we need to be adaptive, and if our stakeholders asked us and they explained that okay guys, our situation was changed, and we need to provide the changes from our side, please respond the changes. It's also the bridge to the trust. Think about such things, and these things connected not only at the same time. I can say, guys, don't forget about you are managers. You need to have the broad vision on a lot of things. You are not very focused persons. Yeah. So please remember that managerial questions, especially in approach area, always consists from two big parts. Yeah. First of all, some kind of characteristics of our mindset and actions, and the second one, our special activities. That is a basis of the first things. So in our case, this is some kind of cooperation born for trust bullet points that you need to be aware, and you need to check yourself, your behavior. Do you use them or not? Let's go forward. Trust formula. What does it mean for us on practice when we when we cooperate with our stakeholders? So the formula is simple. Yeah, we can speak a lot about the empathy, etc., etc., etc. Empathy. This, in my opinion, personal. This is a separate topic. It's also important for all of us because we need to provide some kind of level of empathy for in our everyday life. Yep. But in business life, the hard life, business life, we need to understand what is the part of this formula and what does it mean on practice for us as for managers again. And as you can see, guys, we have some kind of interpretation of trust formula. This formula is simple. The first round is about actions and results. The second round is about vision and alignment. So the sum of these things equal trust. And actions and results means for us, first of all, controls, tools, environments, reports. Yeah. So please please provide the attention to such things and provide the alignment about these things behind you, between you and your stakeholders or team. Vision alignment consists from approaches or frameworks that we're going to use and communication process. Because on practice, very often you can see the same things from another point of view. You can speak about the same things from another point of views, but alignment of the vision, the art of communication, can provide the answer on that question. And the last, the sum as a last point, the trust means for us achievements of planned results, forecasted and aligned behavior between us, and quick and efficient issues resolving and proactive prevention actions. So This is simple things that can help you to decompose the complex understanding of trust definition in real points in your practice. Uh, all these things, guys, this is a field of your common work with stakeholders on them. So controls and tools, environments, reports, approaches, frameworks that you're going to use, communication, and as a result, achievements of planned results, forecasted and aligned behavior, because it's extremely important to understand what you can expect from this or that person on practice or group of people on practice. For our clients, it's absolutely crucial question, especially right now. Quick and efficient issues resolving, for sure. Nobody like to await too long, yeah, because all kind of mistakes, all kind of prolongation of some blocks, etc., blockers, etc., on practice means for our clients the money or opportunities for us at the same time, and that is why this is also point that extremely important for our clients, for our stakeholders, and proactive prevention actions. Yes, for sure, we need to be proactive. We need to think about something that can happen in predictively manner or prediction manner. Yeah? Let's go forward. When we understand the trust formula, we need to think about not cooperation but collaboration factors. Yeah, because if we speak about agile practice or philosophy, it's more about cooperation process, but also about collaboration process as well. And the difference between them you can find out by yourself right now, and or we can speak about that difference a little bit later. But effective collaboration factors, yeah, what does it mean on practice? First of all, open and direct communication, cross interactions, defined responsibilities and roles, aligned vision on goals, rewarded success, common work environment. You see the accents. You see the accents that important for our clients. Yep, you need to understand these points, this list. This is a checklist again for you guys. Think about your client, your stakeholders cooperation, yeah, as a business analyst, as a manager, etc. And actually check point by point, please provide your description of these bullet points, and think what you can improve on practice with your teams. Open and direct communication. Why? Because just the big scale project or projects, when you have the long chains of communication, that means for you that you are slow. Maybe you could be too slow. You could be not so efficient. Why? Because you have too much people that can just provide some kind of deviation in understanding of the question that you're going to work with or that you're going to work on together. And also, they just make the decision-making process a little bit slower, or maybe much slower than was expected or planned before. Cross interactions. You need to build the cross interactions between you and your stakeholders for effective collaboration, because it's again about the speed or pace of work, and about respect and trust at the same time. Yeah. So everyone on your project need to have, or from stakeholder side, need to have the access to needed people in practice. So that is why you need to build the cross interactions inside your project. Defined responsibilities and roles. Yeah, we know about that. So please, I can say that again. If you have the strict defined roles on your project, it means for you guys that you aware what should do this or that person. If not, it's always the field for some kind of manipulations. Aligned vision on goals. It's for sure. If you don't know, this is a basis. This is a basis. Yep. If you don't know where you're going, you can't do this activity in efficient manner. Rewarded success. We again the same point as we reviewed before. Yep, and common work environment. I talked about that before too. So effective collaboration factors. This is some kind of a little bit different accents on practice that is really important for your stakeholders. And best practices. For sure, we grouped these best practices based on Agile philosophy, and we want to again highlight for you guys three peers of these best practices, and I think that this list of best practices with description of their meaning just can help you to be more oriented on results with your team in stakeholders collaboration process. So the first peer, lead the team as a servant and encourage people to take ownership. Two extremely important points. So the first one, lead the team as a servant. What does it mean on practice? 4 points in description. Organize the agile process and keep all meetings productive. I mean, first of all, please find out what kind of agile approach you want to set up, yep, with your client. It could be Scrum just for small or mid-sized project, or maybe Scrum inside Safe. Maybe it could be less. Maybe it could be other things or other approaches that we have on our tool set board as a business analyst, as the managers. But please, you need to base, first of all, lead the team as a servant. You need to be in organizer role for such activity. So set up or organize agile process and keep all meetings productive. It means that you should have the minimum quantity of meetings without results or made decisions, needed decisions that you expected to have or use in your practice. The second point is coach people on how to follow on an agile mindset and processes. Yes, naturally, you could have, for example, in team up to 10 people, you could have, for example, 2 real professionals that knows about agile almost everything and tried a lot of things in practice, and you could have at the same time a lot of people inside your team that are not aware so much about agile. And for example, at the same time, you could have some kind of mixed situation on your client side, yeah, on stakeholder side. So in that case, you need to not only align, but you need to make the equal level of knowledge step by step, and you need to degree. You need to grown up the level of maturity of all people. In that case, it means when you provide this servant service, you for this point, yeah, or servant service for this point, you will care about the professional level of all team, include key stakeholders, or even more, yeah, And this means that in perspective, you're going to have the great results because the pace of work will grow, the level of trust will grow, the level of understanding will grow, and the level of knowledge will grow. So do that. Teach and explain things to them, to the team. Always try to do that. And talk to stakeholders to clarify the business value. Always talk with your stakeholders about expectations. This point is recommended from Agile site, and you need to think about stakeholders to clarify the business value every time when you touch this question. So lead the team as a servant. I think that we covered this point. The next one is encourage people to take ownership about what this point is. We're going to talk about that about the next, that each team member should take ownership all over the entire project. Ownership culture should be cultivated. And this thing is not new, but this thing is in reality, these things, this point could have very, very, very different implementation result. Yeah, and manner of implementation, understanding, etc. So ownership, please provide the explanation to your team member and your stakeholders the question of ownership. And when you align this definition between you and, for example, stakeholders and your team, it means that you avoid the conflicts, you avoid the risks of non-efficient communication, interaction, etc. Provide needed mentorship. If your guys don't know how to do ownership, how to provide ownership on something, please teach them. To build a culture, but teach them on practice. That is why we use mentorship approach. To build a culture of responsibility, for sure, you need to grow this culture step by step because people are different, stakeholders are different. You have one culture, your client could have another culture inside their company, and you need to check the culture of responsibility every time, especially when you start the project together. The next peer is about stable evolving and build your common vision. So this is more about some kind of techniques, stable evolving. So showcases, lesson learned, hackathons, workshops, internal conferences, education programs. This is your tool set, guys. When we talk about the stable evolving as a best practice, how you can grow up the level of quality stakeholders collaboration based on agile philosophy, agile principles. So I think that all these activities are very well known. You know these activities very well. Please, maybe you don't use some of them. Think about them, investigate how you should do that, and try to do this activity on your project. Build your common vision. What does it mean for you guys? Again, roles, responsibility definition. Prioritize value together. You see, prioritize value together. It doesn't matter if you're going to speak about the business value of feature or you're going to speak about the business value of project. Prioritize value together. Be the shadow of your stakeholder. Think as a stakeholder. Try to understand stakeholder needs and think about the value, create this value together. Estimate and plan together. This is the best practice. You know that. For example, when you use a safe approach on your project, and your client have some kind of PI, you're going to have some kind of PI session, PI planning session. Please include the client representatives, your stakeholders in that session as well, or vice versa. Common requirements gathering workshops. Yes, sure, the best practice. You know about that. Provide the correct implementation of agile rituals. So this is also extremely important thing because agile rituals they are great when we read the theory of agile. Yeah, I mean agile manifesto. But when we speak about the practice, oh my God, we have so much variance of hybrid or just changed rituals. So please think about the correct implementation of agile rituals. They are not just random, activities and included in agile in agile practice. Uh, they were created specially for us to align our interaction, and every kind of every ritual has the common sense and special sense as well at the same time. So don't forget about that, and please try to build agile rituals that could be applied on practice, but uh, in classic understanding of of the sense of that rituals. And the last peer is about cultivate of discipline and flexible behavior. Yeah, what does it mean for us? Cultivate discipline and flexible behavior. The first one is about the following of setup schedule. Yeah, definitely. Stay attentive, be realistic, be a team player, and increase team productivity. Try to do that every time. The second one is about the create small self-sufficient teams or groups. We can call them empower the self-organization teams or team. Yeah, increase in visibility in stakeholders cooperation, continuously collect feedback and learn from feedback and pivot of if needed. Yep, definitely yes. You should listen your client, your stakeholders, your team, because for business analyst, team also could be as a kind of stakeholder. Yeah, and stay initiative and proactive. I think that these three peers just describe from on one hand just describe the part of behavior of business analyst, and on the other hand just some type of activities or on practice. So one more time: lead the team as a servant, encourage people to take ownership, stable evolving, build your common vision, cultivate discipline and flexible behavior. That points we can recommend to you guys the best practices from Agile side, how you can increase the quality of cooperation between you and your stakeholders. It doesn't matter. Stakeholders in role, if you talk about role or different roles on client side, or stakeholders for business analysts, if we talk about the team. And I like to finish this short speech, with Andrew Carnegie. You know that author. You know this great man. One more quote: "Teamwork is ability to work together toward a common vision." Yes, for sure. The ability to direct individual accomplishments towards organizational objectives. Yeah, makes sense. But if it is the fuel that allows common people to attain uncommon results. So please think about provided quote from perspective of reviewed checklist of different things that we have today, and think about what kind of map you can build based on these presentation materials and these webinar explanations on your practice with your team members and improve them. This is the main thing that we want to share with you guys today. And right now we have some time for Q&A session if we have some questions. So Tatiana, please help us.
Yeah, thank you very much, Dmytro. It was a very interesting presentation and I think very useful one. Yeah,
Thank
we
you.
have one question so far.
Great.
So yeah, let's. So the question is, so how would you handle the situation when there is a huge number of stakeholders on the project, let's say more than six, and they do not have any common vision on the project and constantly change their opinions, and moreover, they do not have a single decision maker? What would you do as a business analyst in this case?
Yeah, thank you so much for this question. I don't know the author of this question, but guys, I had such kind of situations n- not once or two times. I think times. Yep. And based on the materials of this webinar, I just can say that please think about stable evolving. Yeah, this point. For example, we're going to use in our practice a lot of very often we're going to use in our practice workshops approach. Special workshops should be prepared to align the vision, maybe not from one try, maybe from couple of tries yet, between different group of stakeholders. This is not ideal way, but this way works for us. And also, for example, we can say that think about showcases, yeah, or lessons learned as approach, yeah, especially lessons learned when you have not very cool results and you see that your stakeholders groups just can't have a common vision or can't create the common vision. You could actually, it depends on characteristics of the characters of your stakeholders. uh, for sure, you need to think about that before, but you can provide some kind of lessons learned sessions when you just can summarize some things from previous tries with all pluses and minuses that you have, and just prepare your audience, stakeholders, groups, audience, to be more open, to be more constructive, to think about their interests all together and discuss the interests, maybe build the interests map during the lessons learned session, yeah, or just separate workshop session. Showcase the same thing when you have in your past some kind of case that you can share with your stakeholders, with your existing stakeholders. And you can just provide on another example some kind of mirror reflection of your current situation. It's also work. It also works well. I did it a couple of times, and but your stakeholders should be prepared for such class of event, or you should provide and explain idea and value, great value of this exercise for all of them. And for sure, you need to think about your vision. Yep. And that is why you need to think about the point that we recommended and name this point: lead the team as a servant. Yep. And about ownership as well. Yeah. So um, you need to maybe try to explain separately for sure, and maybe on common session, during common session as well, to your for your stakeholders group, what does it how you understand the ownership definition on your project. It's also great exercise. Why not use your examples, think about that. And if we choose the servant part, you should define the leaders of opinions in different stakeholders groups, and try to provide the influence, the needed influence on that groups with a coach practice for chosen people. Yeah, I mean leaders of opinions. So it also works, and I think that you can find the bridge, or you can build the bridge between one person and yourself in with easiest manner than between yourself and a group of people. Yeah. So think about the leaders of opinions and coach them step by step in very soft manner, not in hard manner. Oh, come on, guy, you don't know, you doesn't know nothing about the this, that. No. This is not approach. This is not correct approach. Please think how you can soft manner or softly teach them, coach them, etc. And actually think about also agile process as a process of activities, as a basis of your frame that you're going to use on your project. Yep. And maybe try to analyze with them, I mean the maybe key stakeholders, the efficiency of this process. Try to apply the understanding of the agile process and activities that you have in your framework, I mean, on practice. Apply these things to your current situation. Just maybe provide the brainstorming session with them. It's also work and can help. And I think this is just short answer. I can continue the answer, but yeah, maybe we have another questions.
Oh, yeah, thank you, Dmitry. It was very complex answer to this question, I guess, and everyone can find something useful for them. Currently, we don't have any other questions, so I think we can end up our conversation today. Thank
Yeah,
you very much, Dmytro,
that's,
for your
yeah.
experience sharing and your mood and everything you told us today.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much and have a good day. See you soon on our
See you
next
guys.
webinars.
Yeah. With us,
Thank
and
you.
just don't remember, don't forget that with us, it's always useful and fun.
Yep. Looks so. All right. Thank you. Bye
Thank
bye.
you. Goodbye.